Hey guys, it's Melissa here from Agrestic Acres. I wanted to do a quick update to let you know the status of our Broody Hen. So I mentioned last week that we had a hen that I thought had a slight chance of being broody. She's been trying to be broody maybe a little bit. I thought she was playing around, I wasn't sure. Now I can confirm she's definitely broody and very broody at that. She's been sitting on the same clutch of 9 eggs since Friday afternoon. So Friday for over four full complete days. We're actually on day number 5 now because today is Tuesday. So she's been sitting on them non-stop. If you remember, she was sitting on 2 fake eggs, and then just for the heck of it, I put some eggs under her. I put 4 Easter egger eggs and 4 copper Moran eggs, and then I let her keep her own egg, the one that she had laid that day. And I actually also went ahead and marked those eggs with just a green X. That way I could tell if, any other additional eggs were laid in that nest box. So there had been some that had been laid in there, so it was great because a few times a day I just pick her up and just check real quick to make sure we have 9. And twice the copper Moran has laid in there, so I was able to pull those new eggs out and bring them inside and just let her keep the 9 that she started with. So she's been broody we're on day 5 now. In about 2 to 3 more days I'll be able to candle the eggs, so I've ordered my little candler from Amazon, and we're gonna have our first experience doing that, and we're really excited. She'll sit on them for 21 days, and we should hopefully have maybe 9 or definitely a bunch of chicks depending on how the eggs are doing. Okay, so I'm taking you inside the coop to show you our broody girl, Annie. She is a Buff Orpington Hen. She is one of 3 that we have, 2 that are similar colors and 1 that is a lighter color. So I've identified which one she is. She has a little bit of a shorter comb. And I've just given her some treats here. I've been trying to take care of her. So I've read that they're supposed to get off their eggs at least once a day and go and eat and forage around, drink water, whatnot. So I've actually been making her get off in the mornings because I noticed one day she didn't get off like the entire day. I was out here working and I was checking on her. So in the morning I kind of pull her off. She's usually very disoriented and still puffy and just kind of in a, the broody days. But eventually she gets out and she goes out for about 10 minutes, comes right back on her egg. She's done that every day now for just about 10-15 minutes. Otherwise, she's very content sitting here on the eggs. She's been happy, and we've also considered separating her or moving her. I know a lot of people decide to move their broody hens if they're in, a nest box. For now, we've decided not to move her. She's not in the most popular nest boxes, which are the ones on the ends, this one and the one way down there. We have 8 with only 14 laying hens, so they have plenty of room. And so she seems happy. I don't want to risk it, having her, not be broody anymore by moving her, so we're going to keep her where she is. If there's an issue, I could maybe section this area off with some chicken wire, but then she wouldn't have free access to the outside as she wants, and I want her to just feel comfortable. She seems good, so we're going to go with it for now. Okay, so how did we know that our hen had gone broody? So I think I mentioned in a couple videos that she had been wanting to sit on her eggs longer and longer. She'd been sitting there, most of them sit for 10, 15, maybe at the most 30 minutes and kind of chill out. But she'd been sitting there hours, half a day one time. And 2 different times I'd actually put a few eggs under her just while I was out here. And she had sat on them for a while and then left. But she'd done that, probably about 5 or 6 times where she'd sat for several long chunks over the course of a week. So I thought maybe she was starting to go broody or just kind of fooling around. I wasn't sure. Since then I've done a lot more reading, and I found out that the hormones actually kind of start firing up, telling them to be broody. So they kind of start getting in the mode, and then they'll go into full broody mode, what she did. When I knew she was in full broody mode, that is when she sat for the entire day and then overnight. One good rule of thumb that I read that really resonated with me was that once they had been broody for 2 full nights, and obviously the long day in between, that's when you know. Because at night, a hen that's just fooling around or playing around isn't going to sleep in the nest box. She's going to sleep up in the roost where she's used to sleeping. So at that point I knew, okay, she's definitely broody. The other way that you know is when you go to put your hand, open the nest box and they're sitting there, they do not want you to be near them or their eggs. She gets extremely puffy, makes dinosaur noises. She wants you out of there. She's pecked my hands a few times when I've tried to check on the eggs, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And the third reason I knew was because she started pulling her belly feathers out. That's definitely a sure sign that they've also, they're going to go broody and hopefully really stick with it. So I'll give you a peek at her now so you can see how she's doing in the nest box, and We're really excited. So I'm gonna show you our broody girl, Annie. And that's what happens if you open the nest box. She puffs right on up. She's very puffy. Hi, baby. She has pecked me a few times. I mean, she gets her feathers up there. So I'm gonna try to show you her belly that's bare where she's plucked. It's really hard to see because she's fighting me. But you can see a little bit. She's plucked out her feathers there. And that is the third main reason I knew she was broody. When she plucked out her feathers, when I read that online and I checked, I was like, oh my gosh, yes. So they pluck out their feathers so that they can have more warmth on the eggs and create a better body temperature and a better moisture level and just be a better mama. So that to me was like a real sign that she was really a committed broody, is when I saw that. Well, thanks for checking in today. We're definitely really excited for our broody hen. We were thinking this would happen maybe sometime this summer, but not this early. But we're gonna go with it. We're gonna learn and get to experience this, so we're excited. Be back in a few days with a candling video as we try to navigate how to do that for the first time. But otherwise, we appreciate you following along and have a great day.